So, hi everyone. Today is Friday, October 14, 2022, and we are doing as usual the Hindu Delhi edition. So, first we will be identifying the most important news and then we'll go for analysis of the same. Right? So, without wasting any time, let's dive deep into it. So, India has turned Pakistan into epicenter of terrorism. It's SCO meet, na? It is Kazakhstan, yes. In search of snow leopards, find it is done in Arunachal Pradesh, yes. Beijing witnesses a rare banner protest. Does India need a population policy? Well-being and not population size matters. Yes, true. I have talked about yesterday Malthusian fear and optimum population thing. Na? No, then no need to do it today. Shefari Dipti sign in win for Thailand. Fine. So not important. SC delivers split verdict on Karnataka hijab, and as expected it was two judge bench. Okay, so split verdict was expected. Now higher bench would follow. Right. We'll see how it unfolds. We'll be reading these views and it will make clear what are the on what grounds the viewpoints are different and why this thing has happened, right? Okay, let's see if anything else is. ISRO on next gen and NGLV. It is about this. Okay, assume PSLV role in future. Okay, fine. Know this thing that there is a thing called NGLV. We'll just do it very briefly. I'll come to it. Okay, so we don't have anything till here. Okay, so there is nothing here. Okay, ISRO proposes dedicated satellites for supporting agriculture sectors, says the space secretary and chairman of ISRO, T. Somnath, right? So know this thing again, agriculture sector should have its dedicated satellite as army and air force, and I think navy has also got right now. Okay, all three has their own dedicated satellite, so should agriculture have, so that there could be monitoring of weather, soil condition, moisture, etc. Right? So just know this thing. Okay, then we have democratization of India, the Mandal Commission way, na? From secular perspective, the socio-political movement resulted in India's silent revolution, identifying socially and evolutionary backward castes and communities by not letting religion become a barrier. Okay, fine. I don't think it is coming. If you want, you can read it. We'll be doing this because this is constitutional thing, split over hijab, right? Article 21 is coming into picture. Fading reserves and bogey of RBI rule. Now this becomes important because RBI is here and RBI is one of the favorite topic of UPSC examination. The disinformation campaign that Reserve Bank of India has depleted India's foreign reserve must stop. We have to do it. Okay, this is very important. In preparation, Gujarat polls not required. Does India need population policy? Let me give you a brief hint of this. If this is your population and or say yes, let's see, this is population, this is resource, then there is a curve called optimum population curve. Okay, this is optimum population as per the present level of technology. Okay, this was initial technology, say this is technology of future. So what will happen, this population is not optimum, then we should have a population like this, which should be optimum, right? So at present level of resource optimization, optimum population means population to resource is or say resource to population, resource to population is maximum, right? You have to understand this in this context. So does India needs a population policy? We are here in overpopulated, that's for sure. Okay, so do we need a population policy? Instead of getting a population policy, why don't we just advance the level of technology of utilization of resources? Automatically the overpopulation will become underpopulation. This is one of the opinion. And second opinion is, evolving a technology needs a lot of time and resources that we don't have, right? So why don't we have a population policy so that this overpopulation may at least become optimum or some kind of underpopulation, so that the remaining fund can be used for development of technologies. So well-being is most important, plus quality of life is most important factor in population studies. Okay, so on this background you just read the article, you will understand. I don't think there is anything I can do about it, right? Now this line is good. Verification is all the more important in digital age where deep fakes and a disinformation culture thrives. So you can write this is an way forward of digital challenges. Okay, or way forward or solution, one of the solution, right? Report or not is not required. The Interpol General Assembly meeting in Delhi, will be doing the gist here. Fine. Not required. Okay, not required. Not required. Center to help set up paddy straw pellet unit, okay, to arrest stubble burning. Okay, so this is a paddy straw pellet unit. What is this? We'll just see this only. Okay, MG Manrega made up for 80% of income loss during pandemic. You know that pandemic has hit poorer sector in an abysmally tougher or say harder way. Okay, so poor sector has been abysmally hit by the pandemic. So during those time and we know that most of the poor actually live in villages because of the low per capita income there, right? So and MG Narega is for whom? It's for rural India. So in rural India is made up for 80% of their income loss during pandemic, and this is a very good thing that we were having such kind of scheme where people can actually go and work to have a square meal a day, right? So just know this thing. This is a good study. We'll be very briefly doing this. Let's see what we can get from here. MG Narega is always in news, and you can find it in paper 3 GS3 of GS3 paper of the mains, right? Okay, US will keep on vowing things and also keep on supplying arms. In fact, to both the party, one will get legally, another will get illegally, but both will get arms from US, right? So this is how it goes. Okay, so I think yes, we are done with news identification. Now let's zoom on to directly to news analysis. Okay, so split verdict, we'll see what is there. the right, so one of the justices has said the right to express herself by wearing hijab stops at school gate. Freedom of expression guaranteed under Article 19(1)(a) does not extend to wearing of headscarf. Okay, so one of the judges has taken a stricter viewpoint and saying that Article 19(1)(a) does not extend to wearing headscarf. Okay, it if we, for the sake of argument, we take him to be correct, then there comes the picture Article 19.2 also, right? Reasonable restriction. So we have to see this also in that context, and there is a clause of public order and morality. Okay, so remember this, public order can be used as a reasonable restriction on Article 19 part 1 part A, because if you wear a scarf, then other section will ask to wear their religious symbol, like Christian will be wearing their white clad cloth that they wear. I don't know what it is called, but yes, that is white clad. Okay, or something like that. And Hindus may be wearing their orange color, and maybe Sikh will be wearing their symbol, bringing kartar, bringing a sword to school and something like this. So it will lead to what? It will just lead to defiance of education in overall. Okay, so this is one of the viewpoint that has been put forward, and the second viewpoint is wearing a hijab should be simply a matter of choice. It may be the only way her conservative family will permit her to go to school, and in those cases her hijab is her ticket to education. Okay, this is also a good point, that yes, conservative family may not allow the girl to go to school because she okay, and maybe they would be convinced if she is wearing headscarf or hijab. But the question is here again, this is a valid viewpoint, I see, but what we can question is that why do you have to fulfill the demand of the conservative family? I don't see it coming anywhere. Okay, if the family is conservative, then go for adult education also. But yes, this is a thing of future. At present, this ideology, this what we say argument is also right. This argument is also right. Both of them are correct at their places. We have to see how it unfolds, right? For it would be now go to a constitutional bench. Okay, right. So we'll see how it unfolds. But right now, as I can make out of it, that for interim order, there is no interim order, which means that ban continues in a school. Okay, and if you ask my opinion on this, I would say that ban is good in this case. It is not because of the freedom of expression. School is a place where you teach equality to people, right? If you do these things at a school, that you allow one section to wear something else and other section to wear something else, it will just lead to creation of a kind of inequality. Okay, the well-offs will wear good clothes, good kind of hijab, all velvet and all those things, silken scarf. The not so well-off will not wear those things. So it will create a kind of distinction between the two people, right? And school is for what? It is for teaching at least the first thing, that is equality. For that only dress code is there in school. Okay, so these things have to be considered, and therefore I am a bit inclined towards this public order and morality in a reasonable restriction on this thing, right? But we have to see how it unfolds. It is just my viewpoint. You can have your own, and you have all the right to criticize me, but please be critical only if you have valid arguments, right? Don't just start arguing anything, because that shows that you don't know anything and you are just arguing for the sake of argument. Okay, so we'll see this. ISRO's next gen launch vehicle may assume PSLV role. Okay, NGLV will replace PSLV in near future. Okay, PSLV is often dubbed to be the trust workhorse, will have to retire one day. Okay, NGLV ISRO is understood to looking at cost efficient 3-stage reusable heavy lift vehicle with a payload of 10 tons to GTO. NGLV will feature semi-cryogenic propulsion for booster stage, which is cheaper and efficient. We believe that at least 10 ton capacity of GTO is needed. Correspondingly, LEO capacity will be twice that. However, payload capacity will be lower when rocket is reusable. Okay, yes, true. Fine. So just keep a watch on it. Maybe by next year it may surface in prelims examination. So you have to be very cautious about it. There was a article here somewhere. Yes, ISRO proposes dedicated satellite for supporting agriculture sector. Let's see what it has to offer. ISRO has said such and such thing. Discussions have been with the Union Department of Agriculture to propose Bharat Krishi Satellite Program. Okay, Mr. Somnath said in a minimum of 2 satellites will be needed. Okay, 2 satellites. Now this is important. Why this is important? Because you see this IRNSS question has already come. Okay, where it has said that it has 3x kind of satellite and 4y kind of satellite, and it has interchanged it, right? So numbers are important in this context. Area of the country, okay, adequate to cover the entire agriculture area of the country. This will be a gamut of farm related activity related to crop forecasting, pesticide application, irrigation, soil data, and generation of critical data and drought. This is important from here. Okay, crop yield doesn't happen over a week, it happens over a period of few months, so you need continuous observation. Our satellite today is just not enough. Okay, the satellite will be owned by the Department of Agriculture and not by ISRO, he said. Okay, fine. He suggested that Earth Observation Council will be created for these things. Okay, fine. So a good article, that one, ISRO one. Now let's see split over hijab thing. SC verdict on headscarf case should not lead to denial of education right. This is important. It should never lead to denial of education right to anyone. Okay, but the question is, why you want to give unequal education to people? Okay, so we have to see how it unfolds. You can take either side, that's equally fine. Fine. A 2-judge bench on Supreme Court has been unable to resolve the conflict between girl student freedom to wear headscarf and the state interest in keeping school as a place of equality and secularism. I do not agree with secularism thing, but equality, yes, it is very important to build in the children, because equality is the cornerstone for compassion. It will lead to compassion. Okay, and compassion is a cornerstone for entire Indian civilization. You have to understand this, that Indian civilization works on the principle of compassion. Okay, you are compassionate, we are compassionate for all sections of the society, right? If your neighbor is not doing well, he's suffering financial crisis or something like that, then you have compassion for him. Almost all of us have compassion for our neighbors and we sought to help them out. It goes like this. So Indian society is based on the principle of compassion, right? And compassion always comes from equality, because we treat others equal, therefore we can put our foot in their shoes, right? So it goes on like this. It is unfortunate that a clear verdict did not emerge from elaborate argument advanced before the court for and against Karnataka government bar on wearing hijab. It is not unfortunate, it is good thing. Sometimes Hindu comes with such an article that I just cannot agree with it. How can something be unfortunate? Yes, there were arguments both in favor and against the hijab controversy, right? It's good that what we say, a clear verdict cannot come, because now it can go to a higher constitutional bench. If today a clear verdict would have been given, then it would have been sought in other, say, cases, and then that case would have gone to higher bench. So it is not unfortunate. Let higher bench decide how it unfolds. If a constitutional bench is formed for this, then it's very good, because 19 part 1 part A is involved, 21 is involved. Okay, so 2 articles are involved and 14 is involved. So 3 articles, the 3 cornerstones of fundamental right 14, 19 and 21, all three are involved. So you have to see how it unfolds. Okay. Okay. The split verdict perhaps reflects the division in wider society on issuing concerning secularism and minority. Justice Hemant Gupta, rejecting the idea that hijab could be worn in addition to uniform, has held that permitting one community to wear religious symbol to a class will be the antithesis of secularism. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, on the other hand, ruled that asking to remove headscarf at the institution gate is an invasion of their privacy and dignity. I don't know about this dignity, how it is invasion of their dignity. If you are not wearing a headscarf, how it becomes less dignity to you? I cannot understand this. Therefore, I say sometimes Hindu articles are very irrelevant kind of thing. But yes, you have to read it. Maybe they have a point. There is an issue why headscarf does not interfere with uniform cannot be a matter of choice without being target of hostile discrimination. The issue is why a headscarf that does not interfere with uniform cannot be a matter of choice without being target of hostile discrimination. And whether hijab is going to be used to deny girl education their right to education. No one is denying girls their right to education. They have opted to out of their education by their own, that if we are not allowed to wear a scarf, we will not go to education institute. That is your wish. If you want education, then go for education, not for hijab. Education is above all these things, right? Let me tell you a thing. If you can understand and appreciate, today there are 4 pillars of democracy. Okay. The legislature, the executive, the judiciary and education. It is not media, because media was a source of education. So instead of education, you want X kind of education, you want Y kind of education, Z kind, K kind, but you don't want pure education. Okay, pure education is above caste, creed, secularism, okay, etc., race, sex, place of birth, etc., right? You see Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, have you read about him? When you read about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, you will understand that he focused on purest form of education, pure education, that one get by himself studying, right? He never said that Dalits should go to school only if they are allowed to go to temple. He never said this. As far as I know, till date, he has not said this. Maybe I may not know full thing. That's sure. I have not read his entire life. But till date, whatever I have read, I have never found this thing that he put a conditional education clause for Dalits. No, he never put a conditional clause education for Dalits. Instead, in Pune Pact, there was a clause that Dalits will be allowed temple entry. Okay. He asked to replace it. He got it replaced by what you know, a percentage of budget would be spent for Dalit education. Now you can understand how it goes. He understood the actual value of education. He never put condition on education, and therefore you can see that the condition of Dalits, the condition of backward, the condition of downtrodden in India has evolved, not evolved. It has what we say. It has become better. Okay, has better off in last 70 years, right? At once they were non-touchables, right? And today at least they are sitting. If not, I don't know that in all I think it is not that untouchability is nowhere. It is somewhere in some form. But yes, today a larger chunk of population eats and sits with Dalit people there are intercaste marriages, there are a number of things where intermingling of caste is taking place, and this is purely because of the leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, that the entire Dalit population, the entire downtrodden and these populations became mainstream. Okay, so you must see it in this context also, that yes, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar could have done that also, but he never did that because he understood the value of education, and he never asked for conditional education. And here what we see, a kind of conditional education is saying, and without whether hijab is going to be used to deny girl education, the right to education. If you have the right to education, then get educated and then wear hijab. Nobody will stop you from wearing hijab. If you want to wear Janeu, then get educated and after that wear Janeu. Religion should have nothing to do with modern education. That's what you have to understand. The day you quit your religion, or the day your religion becomes your personal affair, then only you can evolve. Okay, because most of the religion says, some religions say that earth is flat, but when you read or study geography, you say that yes, earth is not flat, it's a geoidal shape. Okay, so you have to understand that religion is a matter of choice. Okay, and education should not be a matter of choice, it should be a compulsory thing for everyone. So I support the thing that do not go for conditional education, always go for education that is non-conditional in its purest form. Okay, a lot of lecture has been given. Let's move forward. Justice Dhulia represents his viewpoint when he asserts that discipline should not be on the cost of freedom, when he worries why a girl child wearing hijab should be a public order and declared reasonable accommodation of this practice will be a sign of mature society. He also emphasizes on the position of girl students who have to overcome greater odds than boy to get education. This is one important reason. I can understand that yes, this is true, but I don't see why freedom is associated with education. Educate yourself, you will automatically get freed. Okay, it's like saying that I am giving exam, then I must give the exam in the way that I want. No. If you want education, then get it from the teacher the way he gives or she gives you. So, Justice Gupta on the other hand has foregrounded equality and discipline as the essential hallmark of secular institution in a diverse country, and the rule that government violates no constitutional principle when enforcing prescribed uniform. He goes on to the extent of saying that constitutional goal of fraternity would be defeated. Okay, if students are permitted to carry out their apparent religious symbol with them in classroom. The split verdict had given rise to question whether matters on which opinions could be sharply divided and have significant political implications should be placed before divisional benches and even number. Yes, it should be placed. If it has political implications, that means the entire mob is not educated to a level that they can understand debates in the society, right? So it must be given to these benches. You try to evolve your society now. Why are you trying to evolve these things that you directly put it into 3 bench or 5 bench, the constitutional benches? No. First you have to go to single bench, then divisional bench, then you have to go to 3 or 5 benches. In the prevailing political climate, Karnataka government mandating either prescribed uniform or any dress that was in interest of unity, equality and public order was seen as a majoritarian assertion of grab of enforcing secular norms, equality, discipline in educational institution. I don't see it in this way. It is not majoritarian assertion. And I don't understand one thing. Why don't Parsis say this? Why don't Sikhs say this? Have you heard them saying these things? Okay, that we are being subdued by the majority. No, they are the richer class. Okay, they are richer class. They will buy people. Should not say this. I'm sorry. They are the richer class. They understand the value of education. They understand the value of time. Look, the people involved in this case, maybe they can get, for the argument's sake, let's believe that they get their decision in their favor, right? Then what? They have lost precious time of their life okay, they are the inter college student, means they are in 11th and 12th, they have lost their life, it would always be reflected in their resume. Do you understand? Whatsoever case you fight, that does not make you eligible in front of a person who is well qualified than you. Okay, so you have to understand, if you are fighting for say jobs, if you are fighting for education clauses, if you are fighting for poverty reduction, then we can understand that yes, or the person who will see your resume will understand that yes, the person is a fighter by choice. But you are fighting for such petty issues like conditional education. I don't get it. I don't understand why education has become such a tiny thing. Education has the quality. Education can transform you from human to God. It has so much quality, and you want to be a human that follows some religion. I don't understand. The verdict that legitimate this non-inclusive approach to education and policy that may lead to denial of opportunity to Muslim women will not be in country's interest. Reasonable accommodation should be the course. As long as hijab or any wear, religious or otherwise, do not detract from uniform. Let's see how it unfolds. I have my own opinion, you are free to have your own, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. The following reserves and boogie of RBI's role. Okay, so I have had enough of this social commentary. Now let's go for economic commentaries. Okay, today is a long read. I can see it from right now. We have already crossed the 30-minute breach. We have already breached the 30-minute mark. Okay, there is a widespread misconception that RBI has been depleting forex reserves to defend rupee. RBI cannot simply fritter away with India forex reserve held mostly in dollar by charging its nostro account with the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. The RBI is custodian of India's forex reserve and is responsible for managing their investment economically. The central bank may not have been adventurous in switching currencies to boost the values of reserve, but to suggest that RBI has depleted India's forex reserve from 642 billion to 537 billion, that is from September 2021 to September 30, by intervening, that is selling dollars in Indian interbank forex market, is manifestly erroneous. Okay, so the author says that yes, there has been a fall of about more than $100 billion in our forex reserve, but to say that RBI is doing this is kind of erroneous. Okay, central bank is a regulator, player and jury. RBI intervention and dollar rupee exchange rate is surely linked, but the question is of depletion of forex. To grasp this concept, we need to know who the market players are and how RBI regulates them. The market players are only banks licensed by RBI and RBI. Okay, so the market players are only the banks. The individuals and corporate cannot enter the market. They can deal only with their respective banks. Therefore, RBI dominates the market, being a regulator of the player and the jury. This is facile to argue that, thus it is facile to argue that dollar rupee rate is market determined and that RBI has no role in it. The section 40 of RBI Act stipulate that central bank government ordered the rate at which RBI shall buy or sell forex to bank. The rate in turn will be governed by India's obligation to IMF. The rupee dollar rate has been subjected to United States from British India days. It is little wonder that the rupee fell from rupees 8 to a dollar to 82 in 2022 from November 1981 when IMF approved the biggest ever 5 billion SDR loan to India. Although 100 per dollar is durast, far away, the target is achievable. Such is the hegemony of dollar holds in slam poor rupee holders to make them poorer still. The forex market is regulated by RBI with impregnable exchange control regulation. All the players in the bank are required to acquire on near square in their forex position. Okay, at close of business. Okay, the overnight limit is prescribed for each bank by RBI. Even during the day, the prescribed daylight limit cannot be breached. RBI enforces this limit strictly. So you don't have to remember all these things. You just know that RBI has strict norms okay, regarding transactions. Okay, assume that on particular day RBI sells $1 billion in the market and one bank buys this dollar to remit them abroad for an importer customer. If that be so, the fund will have to have gone abroad anyway, since the importer holding an import license can remit fund abroad as a matter of right. So 1 billion forex reserve depletion is caused not because of RBI intervention but because of the import license granted by the Ministry of Commerce. On speculation, the second possibility could be purchasing bank wishing to speculate. The possibility is impermissible since RBI does not permit a bank to purchase dollar from RBI and speculate in interbank market. Okay, so this is important. RBI does not permit a bank to purchase dollar from RBI and speculate in interbank market. Selling this dollar in the overseas cross currency market is also prohibited in central bank. So unless there is demand from a central bank customer to remit dollars abroad, RBI will just not be able to sell the dollar in interbank market. Okay, so unless there are demand from bank customer to remit dollar abroad, RBI will not just be able to sell dollar in interbank market due to its own regulation. Fine. Sometimes RBI intervenes on basis of tactic understanding with another bank to calm down dollar rupee volatility. If such a bank buys $1 billion without any merchant base to effective remittance abroad, the bank would try to sell these dollars to other banks which need to remit funds for their own customer before the close of business hour. The bank has to offer excess dollars to RBI to remain within the overnight limit. Yes, of course. Therefore, the RBI intervention cannot deplete forex reserve. Okay, so 4 reasons have been given that why RBI intervention cannot deplete the forex reserve. Instead, the cause of forex reserve depletion is unimaginative import. So the cause is unimaginative import-export policy of Ministry of Commerce without keeping RBI in loop. If the diagnosis by spin doctor is wrong, then the condition of patient can only worsen. RBI needs this sell India's twin deficit. Okay, this has been in news since abroad since long time. Trade and current account deficits are matter of concern. It is imperative that trade control regulation and exchange control regulations are equal and opposite direction. Flow of fund in exactly an equal and opposite direction are administered religiously by enmeshing the two, preferably by a separate cell within RBI. Again, no, this I don't think this would ever happen. Separate cell within RBI means RBI giving power to somebody else. It is not coming in future. Okay, near future at least. Control may not be a popular word, but India remains unscattered after Lehman Brothers crisis in 2008. Only after the debt handling of exchange control regulation by RBI, the future is surely not dark but uncertain. The boogie of RBI depleting forex reserve to defend rupee has been let loose. The disinformation campaign continues. The rupee has free fall, but bleeding the economy with inflation and flight of capital escalating cost. Finally, the policymaker deserve better input on sensitive matter impacting Indian economy. A very good article. You read it 3-4 times. If you are not familiar with RBI's role, you'll get it right. So it is a VVIP important article, very important article. Okay. Fine. So let's see what we have in the pockets. Just the Interpol General Assembly meeting. Okay, the General Assembly meeting of Interpol is in Delhi for 4 days from October 18, 4 days from now. Okay, the head of Interpol is President, who is elected by the General Assembly. He comes from one of the member states and holds the office for 4 years. The day-to-day activities are overseen by a full Secretary General, also elected by the General Assembly. All contacts of country law enforcement agency with Interpol is through highest investigating body of the land. The CBI assumes this role in India. This is important. Okay, this is VVIP point. Fine, this can come in prelims. Let's see if we have anything else. Yes, we have to do it very briefly. What is this paddy straw pellet unit? Environment Ministry say 50 crore intensive incentive scheme is aimed at stopping farmer from Okay, now I get it. Paddy straw pellet units. Units means factory kind of thing. Okay, pellet means tablet kind of thing, and paddy is straw. Okay, so a pellet made from paddy straw, right? This would be the thing. Stopping Punjab and Haryana from burning crop residue, a major pollution for New Delhi. With winter approaching and instances of stubble burning in Punjab and Haryana rising, the Union Ministry has announced 50 crore scheme on Thursday to incentivize industries and entrepreneurs to set up paddy straw pelletization and torrefaction plant. Okay, so this is the thing. Paddy straw made into pellets or torrefied can be mixed with coal in thermal power plants. Yes, 15%. Okay, 15 to 20% mixing has been done in past also, right? 15 to 20% mixing has been done in past also. Okay, this saves coal as well as all those things. New unit setup after. Okay, let's see if you have anything. Fine. So this is a one-time measure, and you now understand it, why it is there. So in this way you have to read newspaper. Look, newspaper is a very gentle thing, but it is a complex thing that you must understand. Now you'll say that you are saying something that is very typically on the opposite side. Okay, so with this we come to end of today's newspaper analysis. I hope you like it. If you like it, consider subscribing the channel, liking the content, commenting and sharing the channel, right? So with this I take a part from you. So goodbye all, good luck, study hard, and Jai Hind.
So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also keep studying hard, keep following your dreams and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard.